Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 11 of the Serious Football Heads podcast. Today it is just me, Jay Brown. Tom notified me this morning that he's not feeling well and is a bit under the weather. So I'd like to, have you guys send out some positive thoughts and prayers if that's your thing for Tom to get a speedy recovery. I really been hit hard the last couple days myself personally. Not as much as the families that have been impacted that I know of, but I just wanted to throw a quick shout out for this particular community for 3 Point. I'm sorry to hear for your loss, and I'm sure Tom is as well. Or I should say Tom. I'm sure Tom is as well. It's sad to see somebody lose their life so young over something as, I don't want to say trivial as a bee sting, because as far as I'm aware, I've never been stung by a bee myself. And that's why, I'm kind of deathly afraid of it all. But with that said, it's just gonna be me talking about this week, the news, whatnot. And with Tom being out this week, it'll probably be a little shorter. Not the banter that we usually have. Mostly me letting him talk, but I thought we would discuss it. I will probably throw together a video later today. With the picks. I'll probably just record that with my new co-host, Stand-in Tom. Yeah, I just took a screenshot of him last week and did that. So, this upcoming week is the last week of 16 games every weekend, because buys start next week. So, with that, Tom and I did pretty close this week, unlike week one. This last week, Tom went 10-6 in his picks. I went 9-7. I still hold the overall edge at a 65.6%, and he's at 59.3 for the 2 weeks combined. So, I still have a 2-game lead on him. Tom is sending me his picks right now, so I will go over that as well as his thoughts on his game, the Chargers and the Lions. If you're a football fan, you know that the Lions beat the Chargers. I think it was just they were tired of all the flack that they were getting from the media and critics like myself and Tom, who didn't give them much of a chance against the Chargers, and they proved us wrong, which is great. I'm glad that they were able to win. The Chargers, I don't think it's I don't think it's really a hindrance loss, like a negative loss. The saying is, any given Sunday, things can happen. With that said, I think that they were probably a little complacent going in because, the line's tied to the Cardinals. I mean, we could definitely beat a team that does that. But unfortunately, that's not the case. So, just a quick rundown. Oh, Tom's sending me his thoughts on this as well. So I will read it. I'll read it here in just a second. So we're good there. All right. So let me switch over to the news, and I'll just break down the games really quick by myself. And I need to hide that big old black screen. Sorry. Let me just give Tom a quick thumbs up here. Sorry, guys. All right. We'll go over some news as well between the scores and my predictions, as well as Tom's predictions. I will cover those. So, all right. So the Bucs beat the Panthers. That was one that we didn't expect. It's not to say that either team is bad or either team is worse than the other, but it is it was unexpected, you know. Cowboys beat the Rams beat the Redskins. Yes, knew that. Tom got me here. I picked the Titans. He had the Colts. That was a good one. We both lost here with the Seahawks beating the Steelers. Yes, I am the Seahawks fan, and I picked the Steelers. I had projected that the Steelers were going to go in. We're going to be so upset with the game that we wouldn't be able to hold on. Bills beat the Giants. We both kind of figured that the Bills are going to be a shockingly surprising team, I think, this year. The Giants, they just announced this week that Daniel Jones is going to be their starting quarterback going forward. Sorry to hear that for Eli, but you know, you go 0-2. So there is that. Patriots dominated the Dolphins 43-0. That wasn't a surprise there. Texans edging out the Jaguars. So there is that. I haven't watched all these games. Another one that Tom got me on was the Vikings Packers. I picked the Vikings. He picked the Packers. We both picked the Chargers over the Lions, and I think that it was, again, I think it was really the what do I want to say here? Let's see here. I haven't logged into Messenger on here. That's why. Come on. So I pays to prep. So, the Lions and Chargers. I think it was really just the Lions were tired of it. So I'm gonna quickly hop back over to this screen. I showed enough of my personal Facebook stuff to care. So here's what he has to say about the game, which Tom did go to. He's saying that it was a typical Chargers game that they should have won and yet managed to lose. One drive in the third quarter produced 85 yards. Two TDs were called back for penalties and a fumble on the 1 yard line. That was it, plain and simple. The ends by Rivers at the end sealed. I think he means interceptions by Rivers at the end sealed the loss. But there's so many opportunities to win that game. So that's his thoughts on the game. Again, he was in attendance for that. So let's get back over here. And 49ers trounced the Bengals. The 49ers did something that Seattle could not do in week 1, and that is dominate the Bengals offensively. So Seattle's going to have their work cut out for them. And I think the Rams are too, going forward. We'll see what week 3 offers. Now, the 49ers did lose Staley to a broken fibula, which is not the major load-bearing bone in your leg, but it still is pretty impactful. But they also have an early season bye. They have a week 4 bye, which I really hate, but it's what it is. Cardinals at the Ravens. The Cardinals made it more of a showing than they did, than I thought they would. The Ravens were, I think, just played down to the level of the Cardinals, much like the Lions did week 1. Chiefs and Raiders, you always know that's going to be a good one because it's literally a division rivalry that goes back decades. The Rams and Saints, I think, was an aberration because Drew Brees getting hurt the way he did. I'll expand more on that when it's time for the game picks for me. The Broncos. Wow. How do I put this? The Broncos at home should have won this game. The way they played all the way up till the end, much like I'm going to go with what Tom says. They probably did something to basically lose the game. They were winning and they played to lose, basically. The way you hear about John Elway talking about their left tackle is that he's got a lot of holding penalties. And that's that's going to kill a team. I know Seattle gets a lot of holding penalties from the guard position, so I mean it's understandable. Another game that tripped me up this week was the Eagles at the Falcons. The Falcons winning that one. More power to the Falcons. Honestly, when I'm trying to sit here and do the podcast, I am trying to be as unbiased as possible. Not let my fandom crouch in on this. But at the same time, I was shocked that the Falcons were able to hold off the Eagles in Sunday Night Football. And then last but not least, the Monday Night Football game. Nobody's really surprised at this. The Browns beat the Jets. I mean, it's really one of those. The Browns are better than they looked week one, but I don't think they're going to be able to dominate most teams like they did the Jets. So, especially with Sam Darnold out due to mono, the Jets aren't the same team that they could have been facing. So, who knows if Darnold was in there, this could be a 21-23 game or something like that. So, with that, that's the end of week one picks. So, let's move over to the news. Sorry for the quick segues. I mean, it's just me. Let's see here. Miles Garrett's saying that he's that people are calling him dirty. I don't know what that's all about. Let's see if there's anything here. So, Darnold believes he'll be available week 5. Oh, Cowboys waive former first rounder Taco Charlton. Let's see what that's all about. Oh, really? So basically, he's a casualty of too many people on the roster at that position. He's being cut because Robert Quinn's coming back. So Drew Brees is expected to remain in the LA area to rehab. Ramsey unlikely to be traded prior to the Thursday night game. Duh. I agree with Henry on this one. It's time. It's time to move on from his 99-yard TD run versus the Jags a few years ago. Chargers are saying that he's going to be playing somewhere else in the 2019 season. I don't think so. We'll see. I mean, there's no reason to. Um, Vinatieri's okay. That's crazy. Tomlin's back in his quarterback. Thinks he'll be back in 2020. I hope so. I mean, honestly, I would hate to see Ben Roethlisberger actually go out on this type of an injury. That's the hard part here. I'm sorry that I'm not as talkative. I'm not used to carrying the show myself. That's the great chemistry between me and Tom is that he'll just talk. So, Giants make Daniel Jones the starter. That's kind of what I was looking for. So, yeah. All right. So, with that said, there's nothing else really in the news that I can see. Let's pop over and see if there's any good transactions the last couple days. Let's see. Nothing that I can really see. Colt McCoy is activated. Nico Thorpe finally activated. That's good. Hunter Henry. That's good. So yeah, nothing too much for over the last day or two. Now with that said, I guess it's time to move on to week 3 picks. Give me just a second here. I'm gonna hop over and steal Tom's picks really quick. All right, do I have that open? Yes, I do. All right, so make sure I got 16 of them here for Tom. Like that. Gotta love having to do things on the fly. So let's count them: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that one was an aberration, I think. Let me make sure. 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, that's an aberration there, I think. All right, so going on to the week 1 picks. So for week 1, oh, and I gotta switch this over to standby. I almost forgot. So I have for the standbys. You won't get as much in-depth analysis as we usually do for this, but it's all good. So for week 1, Titans at the Jaguars for Thursday Night Football tonight, we have myself and Tom picking. Tom's pick is Tennessee. I'm also picking Tennessee. Jacksonville's got a lot to prove. They're right there. This might be the game that they do it, but I'm gonna have to go with Tennessee myself. All right, so he's got up next Dallas. Let's see who's Dallas playing this week. Dallas at the Dolphins, of course. Dallas. I mean, Tom's picking Dallas. I'm picking Dallas. What more needs to be said with the way the Dolphins are playing right now? All right, he has Buffalo next. I thought I saw them up here. Nope, they are Buffalo at the Bengals at the Buffaloes. Buffalo Bills, New Era Field. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Buffalo again. We're going 3-3. Tom's going Buffalo. I'm going Buffalo. Green Bay. Yep, gonna go with Green Bay. I'm gonna go with the Falcons though on this next one. All right, so we're both picking Green Bay to win. Next one is gonna be Falcons at the Colts. Now the Falcons did not do well going to Minnesota. However, they weren't playing against the Colts, and I think the Colts are going to be. They're going to give them a game. Don't get me wrong, but I think that the Falcons are going to win. They're going to ride high off of this win, just as much as the Colts are riding high off of their win. But who's going to have the edge? I'm going to have to go with Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. That combo, while it's not as what it used to be, it's still pretty good. So he's got Indy. I've got Atlanta. All right, so let's see here. He's got next up the Ravens at the Chiefs at Arrowhead. Both 2-2. I'm gonna have to go with Kansas City. Pat Mahomes. What more can you say? Pat Mahomes is leading that team like nobody's business. All right. Raiders at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. He's going Minnesota. I want to pick the Raiders. I really do. I want to pick them, but I can't. I'm going 3 weeks for 3 with Minnesota. You know, I think Minnesota is going to pull this one out. And you know what? I have not been writing down my picks here. I should probably be doing that. So Titans, Cowboys, Bills, Packers, Falcons, KC, Minnesota. All right. Next up, he has the Jets at Gillette Stadium with the Patriots. We both know who we're picking on that one, Patriots. I hope you all know that too. Next up, he has Philly, Lions at the Phillies. The Eagles are going to want to get back for that loss to Atlanta, so I'm going to have to go with him and go with the Eagles. All right. So that is all of those. Next up, he has State Farm Field. He has the Cardinals beating the Panthers. Panthers coming west or east to west. Arizona's been in each of their games, so it's not like you can't say. It's not like you can't say that they're going to be a pushover for the Panthers, like that rebound game that the Panthers need. But at the same time, I think it's going to be. At the same time, I think it's going to be hard to pick against the Panthers in this either. This might be the game, but Cam also has that foot injury, so just for the sake of difference, I'm going to go with the Panthers on this one. He's going with Arizona. I just don't. I'm going to kick myself if I get this one wrong. I should go with Arizona. I really should. But I think that the offense in Carolina is going to pull itself around, and hopefully the defense will as well. Let's see here. Next up, he has Tampa Bay. So Giants at Raymond James. Yeah, Bucks. Can't go wrong with the Bucks on that one. All right. Chargers and Texans at LA in Carson, California. The Texans, man. I mean, they barely lose to the Saints. They barely beat the Jaguars last week, right? Let's go up here and just check that out really quick. Yeah, they barely beat out the Jaguars. But again, that's a division opponent, so it's not like it's, it wasn't like they were playing Cleveland and barely beat them out. Back when Cleveland sucked. It's a coin flip. I mean, the Chargers played down to the Lions last week, basically, and I think Tom would agree with me on that. With the way he described the game, is that the Chargers couldn't get out of their own way. Now I think that they will rebound on that. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chargers this week too. Wow, 3 for 3 on the Chargers. Alrighty, next up we have 49ers versus the Steelers. The way that the 49ers have been playing, plus no Ben Roethlisberger, I can't fault them for going with the Niners. On that one, Saints at Seattle, and the Saints without Drew Brees. This isn't going to be a rollover. This isn't going to be like one that we can just slide past the Seattle fans. We're just going to have to. We're going to have to buckle down, and that is our biggest problem. Is we're such slow starters this season. We cannot let that happen again. So, why the heck an NFC game is on CBS, I don't know. Probably because all the AFC games are all 10 a.m. I don't know, but I'm obviously gonna go with the Seahawks. So is Tom. But it's just it's just one of those ones. Rams at the Browns at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland. I'm gonna have to go with the Rams on this one, and it's a Sunday night game. It's gonna be a good one. Bears Redskins. He's got Chicago The Redskins are 0-2. They haven't been out of their games really. Let's make sure of that. So week 1, Redskins. If I remember correctly, it was the Eagles, and yeah, it was a 5-point game. Week 2, a 10-point game. So not as close as I was thinking it was going to be, but it's still pretty close. 15 points. So you're looking at you're looking at basically a touchdown a game, touchdown and a half at a game. So, well, touchdown and half a point, but you know what I mean. Bears won barely last week by coming back. It is in Landover, Maryland. Well, I don't know. Do I flip a coin or do I not? I think I'll go with the Bears as well. It's just one of those things. So we have a total of 1, 2 games that we split on this week, it looks like. He's got Tennessee, Dallas. I got Tennessee, Dallas. Bills, Packers, Bills, Packers. He's got Indy. I've got the Falcons. We both have KC. We both have Minnesota. We both have New England. We both have Philly. He has Arizona. I have the Panthers. We both have the Bucks. We both have the Chargers. Both have the Niners. Both have the Seahawks. Both have the Rams. Both have Chicago. So that'll be interesting. It'll be an interesting week. Again, this week has been a loss to a couple of communities that I'm a part of, and I want to give each their own due in their own segment, so or in their own realm of community. So again, 3-point hearts go out to you from all the serious football heads. I'm quite sure. It's so hard to speak on these issues. So I wish you nothing but the best, man, and your family moving forward. And I hate to end on such a somber note. I think that as football fans, as long as we try to learn about the game and continue learning about the game, we become better fans. And it's okay to root for your team, blindly. I give Tom a hard time about the always picking the Chargers, and I don't blame him. I'm trying to be professional about it. And when I say professional, I don't mean like to denigrate Tom here. I'm trying to be as objective about the games as possible. So, with that said, sorry for such a short episode this week, but going by myself, flying solo this week. I will be flying solo next week too, so maybe next week I will do a live stream version. I just wasn't prepared for it this week, so we'll go from there. If you'd like to talk with me about it, let me know. I generally do it Thursday mornings, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. If you're available, we could do something. Otherwise, we could work on something else. Or I could obviously go solo. And we can always do a live stream chat. So let's just see if there's any other last minute breaking news. Let's go back to news home. I suppose we could do a quick cover of these power rankings. Oh, the QB index. Okay, let's see here. Pat Mahomes, Tom Brady up. Duh. Russell Wilson moves up 1. Aaron Rodgers down 1. So Jared Goff up 6. Baker Mayfield up 2. Lions up 5. Wow. Some big moves here, up and down. I know I'm not really doing it so you can read it. I'm just looking. Buccaneers, Jameis Winston. Oh my God, He wins one game over a division rival, and he's moves up 7 spots. Come on now. How does where's Phillip Rivers? Eli Manning gets pulled, and you're ranking. When was this done? When was this posted? Today. You knew about Eli being pulled, and you're ranking him up higher because you got some NAs because they weren't filled in last week? Oh, come on now. Come on now. All right, let's see if we can find the actual power ranking here. Oh, that's right. They don't have a search function on here because, heaven forbid, people want to actually try to look for something that they got to sit here and scroll through everything. Jeez. All right. Oh, here we go. Team power rankings. Patriots 1, Chiefs 2, Rams 3, Cowboys 4, Ravens 4, Seahawks 2, Packers 3, Eagles down 3, Bears up 2, Vikings down 3, Chargers up 1 even though they lost. Okay, Bills up 5, 49ers up 6, Texans up 1, Browns up 6, Saints down 12 because of losing Drew Brees. Wow. Colts up 1, Titans down 5, Steelers down 5. Yeah, I mean, it's... Yeah. Lions up 1. So, yeah. Just a quick look. Like I said, I don't buy these as fact. I don't... I don't actually see the purpose of these other than just kind of... This is what the pundits think. And maybe after this season, I will maybe start my own power rankings. Just to kind of give you guys thoughts of how I see the teams, but I still have a long way to go before I feel comfortable doing something like that. So, with that said, thank you for watching the Serious Football Heads podcast. We're on episode number 11, and I'm really looking forward to more and more episodes. I really look forward to helping and having Tom's help. Again, next week, I will be flying solo again. Tom will be out of town. So, and I wish Tom a speedy recovery so he can enjoy his trip. So, again, Tom's feeling under the weather today. That's why he wasn't here. That's why I had my good buddy stand in Tom. Sorry. All right. You guys have a great day. Bye.